Now, this is the other big story that's broken a short while ago. It was expected, anticipated, and it's finally official. The Reserve Bank has ushered in a new era in base rate calculation by banks. Now, banks will now use marginal cost of funds to calculate the base rate. What exactly does that mean? And how is it likely to impact consumers like you and me? Lata is standing by to make sense of it for us. Lata, what does this mean?
Until now, base rates were calculated by taking into account all the deposit costs of a bank and adding the cost of running a bank and arriving at the base rate. So even if one of the deposits changed, the total cost for the bank did not change, and so our lending rates did not change. Now, in the new system, banks will announce a series of lending rates. That is, possibly, we don't know, the bankers are still unsure, a short-term lending rate, a medium-term lending rate, and a longer-term lending rate. So if the shorter-term deposits change, then the borrowers who are linked to that rate will find their loans getting cheaper. Vice versa, when the marginal cost of the deposit rises, the short-term guy gets hit first, the medium-term next, and the long-term guy last. What it means is those of us who are paying EMIs would normally be on the longer term, since we are 20-year or 15-year loanees. For us, the loans will change a little slowly. In any case, when a loan is taken, the borrower will be allowed to pick his reference rate. So for perhaps a working capital loan, the reference rate would be a shorter term rate. The entire regime comes into existence from April 1st, 2016, and borrowers can write to the bank and shift from base rate to a chosen marginal rate. So in any case, for all this to impact retailers might take some time. New borrowers could have an advantage. If you're buying a car, say in May or June, then the newest marginal rate could impact and give you a lower rate.
All right, Lata, that's the impact as far as consumers are concerned. But what about banks? How is this likely to impact banks? And what do we expect in terms of banking stocks when the markets open tomorrow?
Well, there could be a relief rally or perhaps definitely no negative impact tomorrow. This is because it was feared that RBI will force banks to change their base rate according to the newest deposit cut that they announced. That was the fear, that the marginal cost calculation will mean every time there's a deposit cut, the lending rate will have to change. Now that is not going to happen. It's only going to be bucket-wise. So tomorrow, either there will be no negative impact at all on banks. In fact, there could be reasons for a relief rally.
That's how base rates will have to be calculated from the 1st of April. Thanks, Lata, for joining us with that analysis.